The latest on the investigation into a Cherokee, Missouri homicide. And security preparations continue for Inauguration Day.
We cannot allow a recurrence of the chaos and illegal activity that the United States and the world witnessed last week.
As legislators continue to look for answers as to why rioters were able to breach the Capitol.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Investigators with the Jasper County Sheriff's Office set up a checkpoint as they continue to investigate the death of a Cherokee woman. This is KOAM News at 10. The officers conducted their checkpoint next to the Come and Go on High Street. Authorities say a white male suspect in the death of Cherokee's Becky Sanders was possibly sighted at that gas station, and he's also accused of stealing a Subaru Legacy from the victim's home.
We're basically looking for anyone that came through on Wednesday between 3 and 5:30. If they happen to notice anything they thought was suspicious or anything they thought that may benefit us with this case, we'd absolutely like to hear from them.
This is a photo of the missing car. It's a gray or silver 2015 Subaru Legacy. It has Missouri plates with the number VB1YOE. If you see this car, you should contact law enforcement immediately. Sergeant Williams said he couldn't reveal whether today's checkpoint had provided any new leads for investigators. The Coffeyville, Kansas Police Department has arrested a man in connection with a shooting investigation, and they're looking for another for questioning. Authorities arrested 28-year-old Zachary Poole on charges of second-degree attempted murder. Yesterday afternoon, police say they spotted a car speeding down Maple in Coffeyville. They chased the car, but the occupants got away. Police say they later learned the car had been stolen and that the people in the car, including Poole, were accused of shooting at someone. Authorities say they're looking for 20-year-old Benjamin Whitaker from Independence. They want to bring him in for questioning. Authorities say Whitaker was the target in a separate shooting last year that killed 19-year-old Kimberly Meeks. The Missouri Highway Patrol says a Joplin woman is dead after a crash near Carterville, Missouri. The patrol says Cindy Renfro was on 171 when she drove off the road and hit a rock embankment. Renfro died at the scene. Checking in with Doug Heddy now. We've been seeing some spitting snow across much of the area for most of the day, Doug.
Yeah, we've had light snow showers really all day long. In fact, about 1/4 of an inch accumulated this morning, and then it melted, and then the snow was just kind of melting on impact all day. But after dark, we've accumulated about another 1/4 of an inch. So really about 1/2 an inch accumulated when you add it all up. But temperatures into the 30s all day long. Average high is 45, and we still have these light little snow showers out there, especially on the Missouri side, but they are dissipating and will continue to dissipate as we work through the rest of the overnight hours. But still, they're going to be out there for at least the next couple hours. Temperatures, cold. We're going to be dropping back into the 20s, a lot of clouds for us tonight. So we'll start the day with mostly cloudy skies, but then we'll break out and see partly sunny skies. Also, the winds have been a factor, and it's still windy. It's still going to be windy for us tonight and tomorrow. We're going to look at the weekend here in just a bit.
All right, catch you then. Thanks, Doug. The Newton County Health Department reports a coronavirus-related death, a man in his 60s. This brings the county's total deaths now to 69. The Wilson County, Kansas Health Department is reporting 2 new deaths, bringing that county's total to 10. Crawford County health officials updated the commissioners today at their meeting on COVID trends in the county. Health officials say the numbers have been trending downward, which has them optimistic, but they say they remain cautious. The health department is continuing to monitor numbers following the New Year's holiday, and they'll continue to monitor numbers as students return to class at Pittsburgh State University.
We are in direct communication with PSU daily, I would say. So we're aware of what is going on because, of course, a lot of the athletes have already come back to college. So, you know, they're so good at making sure they get everyone tested.
For all the latest COVID vaccine information and resources, go to our website, koamnewsnow.com/vaccine. State capitals all across our country are increasing security following a warning from the FBI about potential armed protests on and around Inauguration Day. In Kansas, Governor Laura Kelly announced she's restricting access to the state capitol building. Starting today through January 22nd, only those with business before the legislature or the governor's office are allowed in the Kansas state capitol. The governor's memo announcing the security changes did not say what groups were planning protests or events. Oklahoma's governor says he's deploying the National Guard to the state capitol in Oklahoma City. Governor Stitt says he's activated 75 Guard members. They'll be active starting tomorrow through the 21st. The governor's office says there have been no specific threats in Oklahoma. The governors of Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma all say they're sending National Guard troops to D.C. to help provide security for Inauguration Day. A total of nearly 25,000 National Guard members are expected to be on the ground the day of the ceremony. Federal law enforcement agencies say the cost of securing next week's inauguration is close to $35 million. Skylar Henry is on Capitol Hill, where the House Speaker has announced new investigation efforts.
The nation's capital is in lockdown, 5 days ahead of the inauguration of President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris.
Yes. We cannot allow a recurrence of the chaos and illegal activity that the United States and the world witnessed last week.
The Justice Department reported on a Friday conference call the bulk of 98 criminal cases filed so far in connection to last week's Capitol assault are federal felony cases. D.C.'s acting U.S. Attorney Michael Sherwin added that right now there is no direct evidence teams of rioters were looking to capture or kill during the assault, but investigations are ongoing.
That is a Tier 1 top priority for both the U.S. Attorney's Office and our federal law enforcement partners to see, again, whether there was this overarching command and control and whether there were these organized teams that were organized to breach the Capitol and then perhaps try to accomplish some type of a mission inside the Capitol.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has authorized her own review of Capitol security in light of last week's assault.
I have asked retired Lieutenant General Russell Honore to lead an immediate review of security infrastructure, interagency processes, and command and control. A source close to Vice President Mike Pence confirms a Washington Post report that he was rushed away from the Senate chamber just 1 minute before rioters reached nearby halls. In a statement to CBS News, the U.S. Secret Service said Vice President Pence was secure at all times on January 6th. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
A U.S. official has confirmed to CBS News that a new intelligence bulletin was issued yesterday warning that domestic extremists pose the biggest threat to Wednesday's inauguration. The bulletin also warns that groups may look for continued opportunities to attack public officials, federal buildings, and federal and local law enforcement. Still ahead, the BBB issues warnings on scams involving vaccines, COVID-19 relief, and diet pills. And Lawrence County, Missouri is taking a more consolidated approach to calling emergency services. We're going to tell you what they're doing and how it could save some taxpayers money. Cherokee County, Kansas Sheriff David Groves is warning people about scammers posing as health officials regarding COVID-19 vaccines. Sheriff Groves says the scammers will call or message you and ask if you're interested in getting the vaccine. From there, they'll try to get you to say yes or release personal information like your address or social security number. The sheriff says legitimate organizations distributing vaccines do not ask for personal information over the phone like that. The Better Business Bureau has a warning about people calling you or your business about missed opportunities for COVID-19 relief money. These scammers might also try to get you to pay processing fees to speed up getting your relief money.
Legitimate organizations, you should be reaching out to them first. But if they are reaching out to you, they should be reaching out to you via the letter. You shouldn't be getting anything from them on social media, targeting you specifically in a private message.
If you have financial questions about COVID-19 relief from the federal government, you might want to ask a tax preparer or financial expert with a good reputation. The Better Business Bureau is also warning about diet pills. One man in Joplin was playing a game in an app and saw an advertisement for a diet pill. Man paid for the pills, but claims didn't receive the right product. Also didn't receive what he thought was a free trial. The BBB recommends researching anything before you buy. Lawrence County has now connected all of its countywide emergency responders into a single 911 system. Joe Hickman tonight has why that's important to residents there.
Headquartered in Monette,
Hi, Lawrence County Dispatch. This is Abby. How can I help you?
the Lawrence County 911 Dispatch Center was originally established in 1995 with a tariff on landline phones. But over time, as less people had home phones, the 911 system almost went out of business for lack of funding until a half-cent sales tax was approved in 2019. The goal was to get all county emergency calls going through this center, and after getting 75% of the county's emergency responders on board, the Lawrence County 911 system finally became fully consolidated this past week when Aurora's dispatch system, which also serves Marionville, joined the county-wide group.
There was some people that were kind of upset about it because, you know, I think the feeling is that, well, if we're not doing it, we're not going to get good service. The city council looked at that and said, you know, there's all of these other entities that are in Lawrence County that are getting good service. We can do that too and save some money.
The $400,000 saved by the city for not having its own 911 dispatch will now be used for other police and fire needs. And residents will no longer be paying separate city and county taxes to support different 911 systems.
So essentially they would be getting double taxed on that.
From the original 7 police and fire departments served, the Lawrence County 911 Dispatch now serves 19, which means instead of having to transfer calls to different jurisdictions,
that no longer happens, which provides for quicker service and a quicker response for those people that are having an emergency.
As with any changes, there are worries.
There's a misconception out there that we'll be dispatching someone from Monette.
But that's not the case. And while there is some resistance,
we've found over the years, because we've gone through the process more than once, after we've been in it for a period of time, we have people say, wow, this is better.
Again, that was Joe Hickman reporting. Doug Heddy is up next with his complete forecast, and later the East Newton boys take on conference rival Nevada. We'll have the highlights in sports.
Indigo Highway.
Well, it turned out to be a gloomy day for us today. We had the clouds, the on and off snow showers really all day long. Kind of started mid to late morning and accumulated for a little while, about 1/4 of an inch. And then as temperatures warmed a degree or two, then it was just kind of snowing and melting on impact. And then once it got dark, we accumulated about another 1/4 of an inch. So about 1/2 inch of snow for us today. But you can see on our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Tower cam just gets bombarded by snow as we work into the evening hours. And now Indigo, can't see it anymore. Temperatures sitting right around freezing, 32 to about 34 degrees. Strong northwesterly winds really all day long. So it was blowing the snow all around. We had northwest winds gusting at 40 at times. Right now, our winds are about 15 to 20, but we're still getting some gusts, 25 upwards to 30. And it's going to stay definitely on the breezy side for us as we work through the overnight hours tonight as we drop back into the mid-20s. Still a few light little snow showers out there. They are dissipating. You can tell that on the radar there's just not as many snow showers as what we had earlier this evening, but still we got a few pockets near Nevada, Fort Scott, down toward Pittsburgh and right through Joplin, then again Monette over toward Cassville, and then a few in McDonald County. I really think most of these are going to be gone here in about the next hour or two. You can see really all the snow dissipating across the entire state of Missouri. This whole storm system covering a huge amount of real estate from Wichita all the way to Boston, but it's already matured, so it's not strengthening anymore. It's actually weakening as it pushes off toward the east over the next several hours. So that's why the snow is kind of falling apart. But this system's going to eject out, and then we actually look a little bit better into the weekend. For us tonight, snow showers and flurries dissipate. Clouds stick around. I do think we'll start the day on Saturday with mostly cloudy skies, but eventually we'll break out and see partly sunny skies during the afternoon. It's going to be chilly, but it's going to be better than what we saw today. Starting at 25, 36 by noon, high temp of 41 during the afternoon. As we go into tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies, cold again, back into the 20s. And then by Sunday, there's a weak little wave that's going to pass through central Missouri that will give us some clouds, maybe a random shower late in the day, but most of us stay dry. So pretty much the same forecast if you're heading to Kansas City for the Chiefs-Browns game, 2:05 divisional AFC playoff. And it looks like we'll be right around 40. So the kickoff's at 2:05, so 40 by halftime. We'll drop back into the upper 30s. The wind's not that strong, so actually a pretty good day for football in January in Kansas City. All right, next week, most of the days are going to be cool. We'll warm up a little bit on Wednesday. We have rain coming in on Tuesday. We have rain coming in on Thursday that could mix with some snow by Friday. Then we warm up for next weekend. And then we'll go into the cellar right around Tuesday, the 26th, and we have 2 shots for wintry weather that week. So we'll keep our eyes on that. 41 for us tomorrow, 43 on Sunday. Rain sneaks in late Monday into Tuesday. We get a break Wednesday. Rain back in late Thursday into Friday, but we do warm into the 50s next week.
That'll be nice. Doug, I know you and your family are going to be at that Chiefs game on Sunday. 3 things. Have fun, stay warm, and cheer loudly for the good guys.
We can do all 3 of those.
Yes, you can. It'll be fun. You'll have a great time. We're going to be talking about our score predictions a little bit later.
Okay.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up in sports, the East Newton Patriots hit the road for a Big 8 showdown against Nevada. Plus, the Chanute Blue Comets aim for their 4th straight SEK wrestling title this weekend. Sports Director Jacob Leonard has details next.
The East Newton Patriots are off to a hot start this season. The Patriots are 12-1 through 13 games and have made it up to number 9 in the Class 4 state rankings. Now tonight, it's a big one for East Newton. They hit the road for a Big 8 showdown against 7-4 Nevada. A good start for the Patriots. 3 ball from Connor Killian from the left side. Then Killian again, this time other side. He had 18 on the night. Later on in the quarter, Nevada responds. Logan Applegate, big night for him, smooth step back. Game high 33 for Applegate. Tigers, though, down 13 at half. In the third quarter, pass goes into Kyson Lehman. He drops it in. East Newton, 7 straight wins. 13-1. Patriots win tonight, 74-62. On the Kansas side tonight, the Girard boys aim to get to 4-0 in the CNC against Frontenac. First quarter, Rigby Bourne drives and scores. Trojans up 3 after 1. In the second, though, Frontenac started knocking down shots. Mario Mangini, he hit 2 threes in the second, had a team-high 13. Aaron Doria, left side, 2 threes for him as well in the second. And Brody O'Malley caps it off with a long ball of his own. 5 threes for the Raiders in the second quarter. They're up 9 at half. In the third, check it out, off the miss, Jordan Fudge pulling it down and putting it down. Fudge scores 12 tonight. The Frontenac would finish this one off. Caston Fields, 3 from the right wing. Raiders hand the Trojans their first league loss tonight, 50-37. Well, the Chanute Blue Comets are currently ranked number 2 in the 4A state wrestling rankings. The defending state champs have their eyes on a repeat this winter, but first, they host the SEK League Duels on Saturday with hopes of claiming their 4th straight league championship. After claiming the 4A state title last year, the Chanute Blue Comets have had a target on their back all season.
I didn't really know what to expect this year, but we just kind of keep doing the same thing that we're doing and try to get better and worry about us and not worry about other teams.
This weekend will be no different, with the Comets aiming for their 4th consecutive SEK League title at their place on Saturday.
I would say we'd get to have fans, but not this year, so don't really have the home mat advantage there, but it's nice not to travel.
Chanute is 8-4 heading into Saturday. Fresh off their state championship, they've made it a point to wrestle against the best this season in preparation for another title run.
At the beginning of the year, we wrestled the number 1 6A school already. We've wrestled the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 ranked kids or teams in 5A. Really went out and tried to wrestle the toughest opponents we could by dual schedule.
While repeating at state is the end goal, earning the SEK title this weekend still means something to this team.
To me, it does. To our community it does, and to our boys it does. So yeah, I think so. Anytime you can crown yourself the SEK champs, it's important, it's good for your program, and it's good for your community. So it is really important to us. I tell the boys, anytime we can compete to put something on the wall, it means a lot, because that stays in our school and it stays forever.
Chanute has 7 wrestlers currently ranked in the individual state rankings, including 3 who are number 1 in their respective weight classes. The SEK duels will get started at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning at Chanute High School. And that's a look at sports. We're back after this.
4-state.
Take time now to honor a local veteran, Master Sergeant John Notzel. He served in the U.S. Army, and we are proud to salute Master Sergeant John Notzel. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Pope Francis now has his very own Atlanta Hawks jersey, which celebrates the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In November, the Pope and NBA players met to talk about economic inequality and social justice. The Hawks will wear MLK's jersey for Monday's game as part of their commitment to those values. The team sent this jersey to the Pope, and this is him blessing and signing it today. Doug Heddy, I'm keeping an eye on the clock for us, so I'll let you know when we have to get to weather. But first of all, we're going to talk about our Chiefs scores that we all made at 6. Let's go to the graphic on this. All right, we're all picking the Chiefs to win, of course. Jacob says 37-20. I'm saying 38-30. Doug, I'm going to let you talk about why you're saying 35-24.
Well, I think they're going to come out and run on them a little bit. They may start a little bit slow, but then they're going to get a big lead. I think they're going to be up by like 35-14, and then the Browns get a couple points at the end to make it seem a little bit closer. But I think the Chiefs are going to control the game.
All right, now we have to go to a final look at the weather.
All righty, it looks like for us tonight, we're still going to have a few snow showers around over the next couple hours, and then just clouds, mid-20s. Weekend a little bit better, 41, partly sunny tomorrow.
Chiefs win by 1 or a bunch. It's all good as long as they win. Take care of ourselves and each other.